Let tonight's story gently guide you to a place of rest and calm. Susan and Borgi's Mysterious Adventure. This story is about a kind girl named Susan, who embarks on a wondrous adventure with an elf named Borge to restore magic to the Whispering Woods. In a small village on the edge of the Whispering Woods lived a kind-hearted girl named Susan. Her life was simple, but filled with joy and curiosity. Every evening, she would listen to her grandmother's stories about the magical creatures that lived deep in the forest. One night, as she gazed out from her window, she noticed a faint glowing light dancing among the trees. Intrigued, Susan decided to explore the woods to discover the source of the mysterious light. She quietly slipped on her shoes and tiptoed past her sleeping family, setting out on an adventure. As she walked through the moonlit forest, she heard a gentle melody carried by the wind. Susan followed the sound, her heart beating with excitement. Deeper into the woods, the trees seemed to part, revealing a hidden meadow, blanketed in flowers that shimmered like stars in the night. At the center of the meadow stood a small figure, an elf with string blue eyes and a glowing aura. It was Borge. Borge had been waiting for someone with a true heart, and he greeted Susan with a warm smile. "Welcome, Susan," he said in a voice that sounded like the rustling leaves. "I am Borge, the guardian of the Whispering Woods." Astonished but unafraid, Susan introduced herself. The elf explained that the glowing light was a sign of the forest's magic needing help. A great tree at the heart of the woods was losing its light, and only someone with pure intentions could restore it. Touched by the trust placed in her, Susan agreed to help. Enraged led her to the ancient tree, its once vibrant leaves now faded. Together, they gathered rare herbs and whispered the secret words known only to the forest's guardians. With each whispered word, the tree began to glow faintly, its energy slowly restoring. Finally, the tree shone brightly, its light spreading through the forest, bringing life back to every corner. Exhausted but filled with joy, Susan and Borge rested under the now vibrant tree, feeling the warmth of its light. As dawn approached, Borge thanked Susan, giving her a small pendant, shaped like a leaf that glowed softly. "This will always remind you of the magic within you," he said. Susan returned home just as the first rays of sunlight touched the village, slipping quietly back into her bed. She clutched the pendant, falling into a deep, peaceful sleep, dreaming of the wonders she had seen. The next morning, the village buzzed with excitement about the renewed vibrancy of the forest. Only Susan knew the secret, and she smiled, knowing that sometimes the greatest adventures and the most profound wonders happen when you least expect them. Now, let's enter another chapter of tonight's journey. Flocks and Flax, the Journey of Compassion. This story is about the friendship between a kind-hearted woman, Phlox, and a little explorer, Flax, highlighting the importance of compassion in making friends and building connections. Phlox was a kind-hearted young woman who lived in the picturesque village of Elvenwood. Every morning, Phlox would greet the day with a smile, tending to her garden filled with blooming flowers. Her favorite visitor in the garden was a little explorer named Flax, a small creature with shimmering blue fur and eyes that twinkled like stars. Flax had come from the faraway land of Lumina in search of new adventures. One day, Flax noticed Flax sitting quietly by a wilting rose bush. Concerned, she approached and gently asked, "Is everything all right?" Flax looked up. His usual sparkle dimmed and replied, "Fox, I miss my family in Lumina. I feel so alone here." Fox sat beside Flax, then wrapped her arm around him, saying, "You are never alone as long as you have friends. Let's make this place feel like home for you." With Flux's words, Flax felt a warmth spread through his heart. He nodded, wiping away a tear. Flux and Flax spent the next 2 days transforming the garden into a vibrant haven. They planted new flowers, each reminding Flax of Lumina, and created cozy nooks for rest and reflection. The garden soon became a sanctuary not just for Flax, but for other creatures who passed by. One evening, while watching the sunset, Flax turned to Flux and said, "Thank you for showing me compassion. You've made my heart light again." Flux smiled, her eyes shimmering with joy. "We are all connected through kindness, Flax. Remember, compassion makes us stronger." From that day on, Flux and Flax shared countless adventures, their bond growing deeper with each passing moment. Their garden thrived as a symbol of their friendship, radiating love and empathy to all who visited. And so, in the village of Eldenwood, the story of Flux and Flax became a cherished tale, reminding everyone that compassion is the key to transforming lives and building everlasting connections. Here's another peaceful story for tonight. Vinia and the Gentle Giant. This story is about a young girl named Zinnia and a gentle giant named Puthayet who become friends and protect their village together. In a tranquil village nestled between emerald green hills and crystal clear streams lived a kind-hearted girl named Zinnia. Zinnia's laughter was as bright as the morning sun, and she would often be found helping her neighbors with their daily chores. One day, while gathering wildflowers at the edge of the village, Zinnia stumbled upon a hidden glen that she had never seen before. To her amazement, in the middle of the glen stood a gentle giant named Putreya. Putreya, with his eyes as deep and warm as the earth itself, towered over the tallest trees. But instead of fear, Zinnia felt a strange sense of calm and joy. Putreya had been watching over the village for centuries, living a life of solitude among the ancient trees and whispering winds. He had seen generations of villagers come and go, and he always helped in secret, ensuring the crops grew and the rivers flowed smoothly. When Putreya and Zinnia met, an instant connection blossomed between them. Zinnia visited the glen every day, bringing stories and laughter to Putreya's quiet world. In return, Putreya shared his wisdom and enchanted tales of the forest. Over time, the villagers noticed that Zinnia seemed even happier and more serene. They did not know about Putreya, but they were grateful for the newfound peace that seemed to envelop their home. One summer afternoon, a devastating storm threatened to destroy the village. As the winds howled and the rain poured, Zinnia ran to the glen and called out for Putreya. Understanding the dire situation, Putreya rose to full height and strode towards the village. With gentle strength, he shielded the homes from the storm's fury, his massive form blocking the worst of the winds and rains. When the storm passed, the village remained untouched. The villagers were amazed and puzzled, having no idea of the giant who just saved them. Zinnia, though, knew the truth. She ran up to Putreya, tears of gratitude in her eyes. That day, Zinnia told the villagers about Putreya, and instead of fear or suspicion, they welcomed him with open arms, grateful for his protection. From then on, Putreya was no longer just a secret guardian. He became a beloved member of the village, sharing in their joys and sorrows and teaching them about the wonders of the natural world. Zinnia and Putreya's bond grew even stronger, their friendship a beacon of light for the entire village. And so, in the heart of the emerald green hills and crystal clear streams, the village thrived in harmony, watched over by the gentle giant and illuminated by the unwavering kindness of a young girl named Zinnia. Let's journey onward with another comforting tale. Virus and Gazania, the heart of the village felt outraged. This story is about Iris, a girl, and Gazania, a hedgehog, who live in a village and embark on an adventure that brings their community closer together and fills it with in a quaint village nestled between rolling green hills and a gently flowing river, lived a young girl named Iris and her dear friend, a hedgehog named Gazania. Iris had dark, flowing hair and eyes as bright as the morning sun, while Gazania had soft, bristly fur and curious eyes that gleamed with mischief. Their lives intertwined in a symphony of adventures, filled with laughter, dreams, and the warmth of their close-knit community. One crisp autumn morning, as the village bustled with the harvest festival preparations, Iris and Gazania decided to explore the forest on the outskirts of their village. The leaves had turned a brilliant ray of red, orange, and gold, making the forest look like a painting that had come to life. Hand in paw, Iris and Gazania wandered along the winding path, feeling the comforting carpet of leaves beneath them. Along their walk, they encountered various villagers who warmly greeted them, sharing tales and inviting them to partake in the festivity later. Old Man Willow, the village storyteller, stopped them to share a special tale about a hidden meadow deep within the forest that was said to grant wishes. With stars in their eyes and hearts full of curiosity, Iris and Gazania decided to find this magical meadow. They followed the clues whispered by the rustling leaves and singing birds until they stumbled upon a clearing illuminated by dappled sunlight. In the middle of the meadow, there was an ancient tree with a hollow trunk. Without hesitation, Iris whispered her wish to the tree, wishing for happiness and health for everyone in the village. Gazania too made a wish, but kept it a secret. When they returned to the village, they found everyone gathered in the square, celebrating with music, dancing, and feasting. The air was filled with cheer and laughter, and it felt as though Iris's wish had already come true. Days turned into weeks, then the villagers noticed a sense of newfound joy and peace. Problems seemed smaller, disputes resolved quicker, and smiles were more frequent. Gazania's secret wish had been for the villagers to realize the immense happiness they had around them, a wish that had blended sorrow with Iris's. Iris and Gazania often returned to the magical meadow, finding solace in its tranquility. They grew up together, their bond never fading despite the passage of time. Their friendship became the heart of the village, a testament to the beauty of simple joys and the strength of communal love. The village thrived, not because of any enchantment, but because Iris and Gazania reminded everyone of what truly mattered. And so, in the heart of the village, under the shade of an old tree, a girl and her hedgehog friend taught everyone the essence of happiness, kindness, and the magic of wishes. Let peace fill your heart tonight. Sweet dreams.